Hey travelers, we are back with another 3 tips on packing lighter. You guys have been loving this series, and I have a billion tips on packing, traveling with your kids. We're going to do more on that in an upcoming series, but today we are back with 3 more tips on traveling light, packing lighter, being able to close your suitcase without needing to sit on it, packing carry-on only, and just packing more efficiently. So let's dive in. Okay, tip number 1 is not necessarily about packing lighter, but it's about helping keep yourself more sane when you're getting ready to travel. And this is a pro ADHD packing tip, so it might help a bunch of you out there. Even if you don't have ADHD, try this out and let me know if it works for you, and let me know in the comments below. So this tip is what I call my hunter-gatherer packing tip, and this takes the pressure off when you're packing for a trip. You know, especially if you are an ADHD mom like me, that procrastination is what's going to give you the energy to finally pack an hour before the trip. This is all about avoiding that stress and the stress leading up to the trip where you're beating yourself up every day because you haven't packed, you haven't gotten ready, anything like that. You're going to want to make a list. That's part of it. And that's just to kind of help get things out onto paper and make sure that you have your plans laid out and you know what you need to grab. But the hunter-gatherer packing tip is picking a place in your house. For me, it's a side table in my bedroom that often just gets filled with junk and isn't necessarily used for any certain purpose. I will clear that table off and that becomes my packing gathering place. Right now we're leaving in just under 2 weeks and I have already started my hunting gathering for this trip. What I do is I put my suitcase next to it, out of the way, under it, wherever it fits. You are going to make this your location that you put things when you think, hey, I need that for my trip. And you're not going to be using it anymore in your day-to-day life. Right now, it's not really swimming season anymore. I know that I can get my bathing suits and put them away. They came out of the laundry because last week it was a billion degrees and this week it's cold. So I know that I'm not going to be swimming anymore at home. So I can take those freshly washed bathing suits and pack them for my trip. But I'm not going to go get my suitcase out and unzip it and put them in or try to make piles or organize or do anything like that. I'm just going to grab my bathing suit pieces that I find in the laundry room and put them in my gathering space. The same goes for the dress that I got off the TikTok shop that came in the mail, and I am not going to be wearing it before the trip. It's for when we go to a luau on our Hawaii trip. So I know that I have no other need for it right now. It's going into the gathering space. The same can go for if you have vitamins or supplements that you need to pack, or something comes in the grocery. Like I know for sure that I will order an extra pack of liquid IV and I will be putting that in my gathering space. So as I go around the house hunting and finding things, or I pass by them in my day-to-day life and I think, oh, I'm not going to need that anymore until the trip, it goes into my gathering space. And then as that pile gets bigger, or when it looks like it's going to fall off the table because it's starting to become the Leaning Tower of Pisa of clothes, I go ahead and throw my suitcase up on my bed, throw everything into the suitcase and zip it back up and start over. And as you get closer to being ready to go on the trip, you will probably have already gathered at least half the stuff on your list, and you can go through your list and check off the rest of the things and gather them and find them as you go. One other great ADHD tip is to take a laundry basket around with you and just put things in the laundry basket that you need to take to your suitcase or to the gathering space. That will get you a head start so that when it becomes the 11th hour and you're finally getting that burst of energy to pack before your trip, you already have it half packed. You might just need to organize or check and make sure that you have enough of one thing or not too many of another, and organize more than having to start from scratch packing and feeling completely overwhelmed and getting super stressed before your trip. Okay, packing tip number 2. This is something that will help whether you're going to a warm weather destination, cold weather destination. If you want more information on packing specifically for warm weather or cold weather, let me know in the comments and we can just do 3 tips on that too. But what you're going to do is you're going to pack layers, because probably no matter where you're going, it's going to make sense for you to have layers with you. So if you are going to a warm weather destination, you might still be driving in an air-conditioned car, you might still be flying on a cold plane, you'll probably be at indoor locations, so you're going to want to pack layers so that you can take things off and add them on as needed. Having layers will also allow you to change up outfits and have different outfits, just mixing and matching those pieces, and you won't need to pack as many things or an entire outfit for each day of your trip. You can just mix and match your pieces of your layers depending on what the weather is, the situation is, where you're going that day. So you don't need to bring, for a week-long trip, 7 pairs of pants or 4 different sweaters. Those take up a lot of bulk and a lot of room. Go ahead and pare down, bring 1 sweater for the trip, 1 layer. It can be a cardigan, it can be a hoodie, depending on how dressed up or dressed down you're gonna be on this trip. And you can take it on and off as needed, and outfits will look different in different pictures and different times of the day, and you don't have to worry so much about having a unique look for every day. Number 3, this goes along with packing layers, is pack neutral colors. So this is fantastic, and this is more of a, like, if you took capsule wardrobes, if you've heard of that, and applied it to travel and packing, you're gonna take pieces that can be mixed and matched with each other as far as color scheme and go ahead and pack those. So if you pack think of a bright purple shirt with rainbow polka dots all over it, you're probably going to get one wear out of it, especially if you don't want to be wearing the same thing every day. But if you pack a tan shirt, a gray shirt, a white shirt, a black shirt, you can mix and match things, the pants that you're wearing with it, the accessories that you're wearing with it, how you style it, and get multiple outfits out of one piece of clothing. So if you haven't heard of a capsule wardrobe, it's basically that concept, and just having some key good quality pieces in your wardrobe that you can mix and match and make into different outfits, as opposed to having 30 different shirts that you own and taking up a ton of space. If we take that concept and apply it to travel and to packing, you can have a neutral tank, a neutral t-shirt, a neutral blouse, a neutral long sleeve shirt, and mix and match with the pants and the shorts that you're wearing, with the layer that you're packing to go over it, the accessories that we talked about in the last video that are super small and fitting in that tiny little cosmetics case, and really cut down on the bulk of the clothing that you're bringing. And if you're thinking, hey Bridget, we're gonna be gone for 7 days, how am I supposed to get away with 4 shirts and not have to do laundry on my trip? You can go ahead and check out this video, and I will explain how we can stretch out our clothing to be clean and fresh every day without having to spend an entire day in the laundromat. That's the 3 tips, guys. We will be back with more, so be sure to subscribe below if this video was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Safe travels.